that stuff. But we never get him to shut up.
Seriously, 40 minutes of last week was all him.
Why don't we move the goddamn thing in his basement?
Oh,
Christ.
What's going on? Alright.
Culture basement.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to week 11 of Pete's Basement. We got a few new guests with us today. Got my buddy Pete over here.
What's up?
He's taking Adam's place, who can unfortunately not make it today. And we got a new cameraman. Go check his name out in the credits. My good buddy Mikhail Vance. And let's get started. Danny, welcome back again. Alright. War is Hell by Garth Ennis and Howard Chaykin. I hope I said that name right. Anybody else read this? Because this was fucking awesome.
Yeah, I did.
Takes place during World War I. Basically gives you a quick rundown on the first page of the history of fighter pilots and how, you know, planes first started to be used, and how it was really cool kind of hearing how, you know, before anybody ever used a gun on a fighter plane, before they were even called fighter planes, that planes were just used for reconnaissance and spying, and whenever enemy planes would see each other, they would just kind of wave at each other. And then said somebody just took a pistol and shot somebody else, and, you know, the waving stopped.
So war used to be just a series of waves?
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, how you doing? What's up?
Artwork's really tight. This guy just did a recent run on Wolverine.
Yeah.
I don't know, somehow it just kind of fits the sketchiness of it, really gives you that old school feel.
Greediness of it, yeah.
Definitely. I don't know, I just had a lot of fun with this book, and I trust Garth Ennis to do almost anything. There's a great death scene in the first issue. You really,
Actually, two of them.
Two of them, right now, yeah, that's right, two of them.
I
I think we should spoil at least one for them, so you want to go with the pilot, or you want to go with the captain?
I think I want to go with the captain because it's just so comical the way it happens. This guy who flies in apparently from the United States to join the British in this fight goes in to see the commanding officer to give him his orders, and the guy is shit-faced drunk. Okay, he keeps offering the guy a drink about 5 times in the first conversation they have, and basically one thing leads to another. His
papers are wrong.
Right, his papers are wrong. He comes out to tell the guy that his papers are wrong. They're already getting ready to take a training flight, and before the guy knows it, one of the plane's propellers, he gets too close to it and chops him up. Runs right into it.
And you know Garth Ennis, man, he just writes it, and the artist does a great 3/4 splash page, runs right into the propeller.
Who hasn't done that?
Nothing but blood.
Great. Definitely pick this one up. I can only promise that it's definitely going to go places. And, you know, speaking of war, let's go back into basically one of my favorite books going on right now is Captain America. Absolutely, hands down, one of the best books out there right now. Cap 36 is following Bucky's stint in the red, white, and blue. And, you know, if he keeps up going the way he's going, it's going to be pretty short-lived.
Yeah.
I thought it was really great watching him get his ass kicked in this issue.
Seriously, he got shot several times.
And, you know, he got fucking blasted by the Serpent... Who are those guys? The
Serpent Society.
The Serpent Society, thank you. I get them guys confused with...
Crossbow shot him in the back. He was like, oh man, thank God my suit's bulletproof. And that was awesome.
He basically ran into a bunch of enemies, way too headstrong, way too overconfident, and he got his ass kicked.
Now, the Crossbones, did he have special powers? Or was he just
I don't know. Crossbones got lit up about 4 times, a couple of them in the chest.
He shot like right in the chest.
Black Widow was like, oh, he's still alive.
Well, you gotta think about it. 50 Cent was shot 9 times, and he's still alive.
He could have got shot 9 times in the foot, though. You know, they never said where he got shot.
Yeah, but 50 Cent...
They might have, but, you know, I don't listen to 50
super strength
Cent.
doesn't mean he has any kind of...
50 Cent has super strength?
Yeah,
no
50
shit.
Cent has super strength.
I mean, he's got to be fucking juicy. You ever see the size of this
Why
guy?
do you say that's fucking huge?
50 Cent has super strength.
This is a good issue though. This is the first like Captain America issue I picked up since the whole new Bucky as Captain America, and I thought it was good.
And the ending, I mean,
the ending was pretty awesome.
I mean,
we shouldn't even spoil it.
No,
The ending was really awesome.
Seriously.
It's too good for a spoiler alert.
I like the fact that he finally got put on TV, and now he, like his whole cover's blown, and now
nobody listening to him and give a shit about him.
Was
like, who are you? You ain't Captain America?
Yeah,
throwing shit at him.
Throwing shit at him. They're not
I like the
believing
fact
him.
that he used both his knife and his gun in this.
He was gun happy in this one, man.
He used it.
He pulled out all the stops and he still got his ass.
He makes up for not being so efficient with the shield as Steve Rogers was with his other weapons and all that stuff. You know.
If you want to see a couple of Captain America spoilers, Ramon and I told you about it last week, comicdartcommunity.com/gallery. Just do a quick search on top for Captain America, and you can see some of the upcoming covers. And I think it's the cover to issue 40 that you sent around, you know, with that the Dawn, and there's Bucky like this, and there's that other character in the front that I ain't going to tell you. Yeah, so it should be 40. Definitely check that cover out. I ain't going to tell you what it is, but it's right in the heart of Secret Invasion, and I'm sure you'll figure it out from there. Should be pretty cool. Moving along, we got Iron Fist 13. I wasn't as happy with this issue as I've been, you know, for the past 12. I think they really need to move this Capital Cities of Heaven storyline along. You know, let's get on with it. They are dragging it on. It's been 7 issues so far. 6? 6. Started in 8, yeah. So it's 6, and the next one should conclude it. That'll make 7. It's a little long for my taste, and there seems to be a lot going on with a revolution started by Lee Kun, the Thunderer, and you know, I'm not going to spoil you who they're fighting, but basically all of these Mortal Kombat-esque characters wind up teaming up in the end, of course, and now Iron Fist is leading them, and he's like fucking Liu Kang, and he's going to go beat up the bad guys and save Kunlun and all the other 7 capital cities. You know, I'm still going to stick with it. It's pretty cool. They
still
just,
good, yeah. It's just that
absolutely, they're just kind of dragging the story along a little bit, and you know, new book.
I actually do like what they're doing though with the whole origin story about his father's past and his interaction with Orson Randall, who you guys have mentioned.
Right, was a former Iron Fist.
Former Iron Fist who was disgraced, and he's finally trying to redeem himself, and that's the reason why, you know, Danny Rand is in this tournament. But I just thought it was a great look into the backstory of Iron Fist for anybody who hasn't read any of the books like myself in the past.
Right.
So I only picked up you know, this series when it started, and I'm like, all right, this is pretty cool. And you know, I haven't. Steve, you've been trying to catch up with some of the old Iron Fist books.
Yeah, I got like a whole show.
They actually came out with
Iron Fist
an Essential Iron Fist, a big graphic novel. There were a bunch of stories, the old stories in black and white. I think maybe run you like $15 or something. But if you're definitely interested in the old Iron Fist books and you got a lot of time on your hands to sit and read, definitely pick up the Essential Iron Fist. Should be volume 1.
Well, I never read Iron Fist either, so would you recommend that this is a good book to buy if you've never read Iron Fist before, and if you pick this up, it'll
this particular issue? No.
Not this particular issue, but this particular
this series,
story.
Absolutely, definitely, 100%. Definitely get a hold of the first trade. You could skip issue 7. There was really nothing to it. It's just a backstory of this old Chinese woman who was an Iron Fist, and then it picks up again in issue 8 with the 7 capital cities of heaven story. So it's definitely worth picking up. Even if you don't know shit about Iron Fist, they'll basically fill you in with everything you need to know as you go along.
There you go. You heard that. You heard it here first.
Speaking of new books, Thor #7. Now they've been hyping this shit for a while now.
Oh, it's coming out slow. It's horrible.
You know what? I didn't mind this issue so much. I mean, it's definitely starting off slow. There's really no major conflict going on.
No.
Thor is running around and he's trying to save all of the Asgardians who were, you know, they didn't know who they were. They were in human form, and he had to go awaken their spirits or something.
He can't awaken his daddy.
Right, and the one person he didn't wake up was Odin, and he said, "Well, Odin's dead, and I couldn't save him." And basically, the long and short of it is, you know, a couple of people were telling him, "Well, you couldn't save him, but you didn't even try." Right. You know, and that this whole book is basically just one big daddy issue.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, there's no conflict. It's just him and his father talking, and his father basically tells him, you know, this is what had to come to pass. This is your kind of step into manhood. You have surpassed me, and I would have done the same thing to you. I would have left your ass dead, and I would have been king.
Actually,
that's
a comforting thought. Isn't it?
Yeah, so it's pretty much what happened.
Who wrote it? Because I think my dad wrote it, because it seems very...
How's the art in this?
You know, the art is actually pretty good. I definitely enjoy the way they draw Thor.
The cover's cool.
I like the new armor, you know, the way they make him look like a knight instead of running around in that pansy kind of Robin-esque tank top outfit. It was Robin with pants and these big silver dishes on his chest. 6 of them. Well, what was the costume? Come on.
Well, because if he goes out to eat something like fast food, he's got
right, you know, at least he's got some place to put it in the car.
They got something to take it home.
Exactly.
There you go.
Steve's got an answer for everything, man. Wolverine Origins 23. Oh, this was definitely a cool one.
It was great.
This is definitely
Deadpool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I didn't really like where they were going with Wolverine Origins when they brought in Deadpool, and it was just going to be like, okay, it's just another knockdown, drag-out fight.
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
The whole concept of Wolverine Origins was supposed to be like him exploring his past and everything.
Yeah.
And now this is obviously like some essence of his past, some shadowy figure, hiring Deadpool to kill Wolverine, obviously.
Right.
And you don't know who it is, but it's been 3 issues of just a knockdown, drag-out fight. And, you know, that can get boring after a while, but I guess with Deadpool, it's proven pretty amusing. And I think he's the one who saved the issue. Like, if it was any other character, I don't think it would work.
Yeah,
Totally.
Absolutely.
Has it been actual Daniel Way and Steve Dillon doing the whole thing?
Yes.
Really, really
Yes.
This was an awesome issue. Awesome fighting, awesome dialogue. Deadpool's real funny.
You're laughing your ass off from the first page.
Yeah.
And Wolverine looks like Kirk Douglas.
The only problem I have is this, you know.
It's a good thing you don't move like Kirk Douglas,
Danny's got
otherwise
this
he'd be
again.
dead.
We were talking about it, me and Pete and Pete. We're talking about it, how Steve Dillon draws a lot of people, and they look the same. A lot of his art, even the women.
Yeah. Yep.
Even the women look the
Right.
same.
I've never even seen this guy's art
But
before, and I was like,
it was a good issue.
That's because you were reading Punisher.
wow. Yeah, you're gonna bust my ass for that all day, aren't you?
Till you finish getting the series.
So.
You're gonna bankrupt me one of these days.
Yep.
You know
But
that,
it was
right?
pretty cool. I guess the new trend in Marvel is like, if a book is boring, let's throw Deadpool.
Let's throw that, yeah.
Let's throw Deadpool in
Say
there.
that again.
But you know what? If you wanted to pick this up just kind of for a fun read, and you don't really give a shit about what's going on in Wolverine's life, you can pick up the last 3 issues and just have fun with it, pretty much.
Yeah.
And the ending was, we're not gonna spoil it, but the ending was really awesome too.
Yeah, it's
The ending
going
was
to be
really
fun to
awesome.
see where they go in the next issue.
Yeah.
Totally.
And now let's get to something that's not fun.
I'm leaving. I'll be over there.
You guys will leave. You don't have to leave for this. You don't have to.
I can put my feet up.
I might get a little scary, but Amazing Spider-Man just finished its 2nd arc of Brand New Day. And, I waited on this for a while, but about 3 weeks ago, my buddy Havoc hit me up on MySpace, and he asked me, what my opinion was on the whole Brand New Day thing, and I said to myself, you know what, before I go spitting off the mouth, and I said, let me just kind of chill out and see where the arc is going, give the creative teams a chance to get their feet wet, kind of hit the ground running, whatever, full analogy you want to use. And I said, let me just give it a chance. And I gave it a chance, and now the 2nd week is finished, and I'm going to keep this calm. I'm going to fly off the handle. I'm going to go crazy, like everybody thinks I'm going to do. What the fuck, Joe? What the fuck is going on? How far up your ass is your head? Honestly, what is this shit? Where is the real story? Amazing Spider-Man has no substance. There's nothing to it. All the other books of Marvel are phenomenal. Everything else has this concise, cohesive, mature direction. On more than one occasion, I've finished reading Avengers Initiative or Iron Fist or Daredevil or especially Captain America, and I thought, wow, that was great. I'll bet you a chimp didn't write this. And, I can't say that about Spider-Man. These stories have all been done before. Same old Peter Parker, same guy who can't make a buck, he can't hold down a good job. I like this girl, I like that girl, oh my god, where's Aunt May? This is like reading on a 5th grade level. And I'm sorry, but that's just not where comics are at right now. With the entire Marvel Universe, in this grim and gritty, dangerous cesspool of mistrust and alien invasions and menacingly brilliant supervillains, it doesn't fit that Spider-Man is his happy-go-lucky 1960s self. It doesn't go together. There's no cohesion with the rest of the Marvel Universe and the stories that are going on right there. Spider-Man, he's very happy in his own little world. He's happy as fuck, but he has no idea what's going on around him. And it's like, not to mention, even though I know that by mentioning this right now, I'm mentioning it, and thus we have the eternal paradox of the phrase, not to mention. Steve's head's going to explode right now. Not to mention, you even have Peter mention the Avengers in the last issue. Where does that fit in? How can you possibly do that, you sons of bitches? Where does it even fit in? You don't even know if this is in continuity. When is this? And he just mentions the Avengers, and oh, I need a new costume. We go ask them. What? No. Start to make sense somewhere. Yes, thank you. Anyway, look, the stories are going nowhere. All the creative teams have managed to do over the course of the past 6 weeks is make these mediocre villains and leave these dangling plot lines. They've done nothing to really advance the story, and I'm sure you guys will sit there and boast that you've brought in a ton of new readers with these new stories and this new direction that you're taking Spidey, but with the direction of the Marvel Universe now, Spidey doesn't fit. He doesn't relate to anything going on in the Marvel Universe. And you've brought in all of these new readers, and you've done it at the expense of the old-time fans. You've done it at, at our expense. All the guys that stuck with you through the Clone Saga and everything else, and you know, the Gathering of Five and everything else that you did over the course of the past 10 to 15 years. And you know, it's like you don't even give a shit. You don't care that we're the ones who are unhappy. Let's please the new guys and fuck everybody else. And if you don't care, then why the fuck should we? I pick Spider-Man up now as more of a chore than out of general interest. I mean, it's more of a habit that let me just see what's going on. And I don't even take any pleasure out of reading the story anymore. And that's a problem. It hurts to hear myself say that. I don't like Spider-Man anymore, and it's your fault. When are you going to realize, when are you going to sit there and say, oops, we fucked up, and now we got to fix it. We're sorry. When are you going to do that? It's got to come sometime soon, because this doesn't work. It doesn't fit. It has nothing to do with the fact that you know, 86th Mary Jane from the entire history of Spider-Man. It's not even about that anymore. It's that this doesn't fit with the rest of the Marvel Universe. It's like reading the antithesis of the Marvel Max line. Marvel Max takes place outside the regular Marvel Universe. It's like Spider-Man is too. It has nothing to do with anything else. How are you going to throw him into Secret Invasion? He's on every cover. Where does this all fit? Start to bring it together, guys, or, you know, I don't even know what to tell you. I mean, obviously we're going to keep reading it. We're going to just keep letting you hit us with the bear stick. There's nothing to do about it. I want to see where it goes, but I know I don't speak for myself when I say I'm not happy with it.
Oh, well,
I think I'm done now.
okay.
I think I'm okay.
Sure about that?
Yeah, you got a Valium?
Alright guys, I don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to do this super fast. I'm Penny Dreadful, and you're watching Penny's Creepy Comics Corner. I want to tell you about a zombie book that came out this week called Everybody's Dead. It's $3.99, it's under IDW, and it's actually pretty good. You're invited to a Halloween costume fraternity party hosted by Beta Eta Delta. Now these guys are your typical college crowd, also the biggest losers you'll ever meet, which is pretty sure why it says on the cover, is the last people on Earth who should be the last people on Earth. Typical college crowd, you have the jock, you have the jock's blonde, pretty girlfriend, you have the average guy, you have the token black guy because you need him, you have the pledge, then you have the dork who collects comics, displays Transformers and statues, and he's, well, I pretty much described all of this right now. So these guys throw themselves a party, and the party's going pretty successfully until the Omegas show up, which is their rival fraternity. Now these guys used to have the house way before these guys showed up, but it hasn't been their house in a long time, but they still hold a grudge over it. So there's a big fight and all that stuff. Now, the book, pretty much you're just getting to know all the characters and following around on this party and little things, but no zombies. Now, I'm not really sure how relevant all this is going to be once everybody actually is dead. Right now, nobody's dead. Oh, I shouldn't say nobody. They mentioned this girl, Greta. Her aunt is dead. She passed away recently, so she's the only one who's dead right now. In fact, the seeds for the impending zombie holocaust aren't even planted until the very, very, very last page. So if you're hoping for lots of brain eating and or flesh eating and zombie goodness, then you might as well just skip to issue 2. If you don't mind reading about this other stuff, then you can get this issue, because it's still pretty good. If you want to cut to the chase, like I said, issue 2. Otherwise, you could also pick up Living with the Dead under Dark Horse Comics, and it's also really good. There's only 3 issues. It's issue 1, 2, and 3, and that's it. I wish I knew what happened, but I couldn't find issue 1. I just found this issue 2 lying around. And from what I can gather, it's still pretty cool. You have these 2 boys and this girl, and they're living with zombies. Excuse me. What's really cool is that you could dress up like a zombie or put on a mask of some kind and make a zombie impression, and the zombies will not notice you. They'll think you're a zombie. Kind of like Shaun of the Dead. What's also cool is they're both trying to get with this one girl that's with them, and they're kind of cock-blocking at each other, the 2 guys. What's also really cool, which I'm pretty glad I found in this issue, is it comes with the zombie survival kit, which I'm really going to need soon. So I'm just going to cut me out this mask right here, cut me out the eye holes. I'm gonna stick it on my face, and then I'm gonna try to blend it with the locals. Hopefully it works. So that's it. So 2 zombie books are out in their comic book store right now. Everybody's dead, and Liverwood's dead. So maybe if you pick up issue 1, you can let me know how exactly the zombies came about. Because I have no clue, they don't really make mention of it. And they're really good. So I recommend you pick them up. And in the meantime, this is Penny Dreadful saying good night and good luck.
Move along. Justice League number 19. This completed the story arc with the whole prison planet and the story. Yeah, very poorly.
Oh.
Very poorly. Kanjuro, honestly. Honestly. Who? I had to Wikipedia his ass. I had no idea who the guy this was. Who this guy was. I can't even talk right. That's how much this shit fucking annoyed me.
It was horrible. It was like, he's all powerful. He captures the whole freaking Justice League.
Except Hawker. She breaks out of the shit.
Except Hawker with Nth Metal. Reminded me of the damn cartoon. Because in cartoon, Nth Metal could do everything except, you know, I don't know what. Oh, God, it was just DC. It's just DC being DC and...
And the villains, on their way to this prison planet, just somehow miraculously ended up somewhere else, so we have no idea where they are.
Yeah, so they're going to be all pissed off and coming back at us.
This is all setting up for some kind of Infinite Crisis bullshit. I'm sure of it. What did I say? Final Crisis. Who cares anymore? Yeah. Honestly. The only thing good running out of DC right now, as far as I'm concerned, is Green Lantern. I can't stand Grant Morrison on Batman, but I'm reading it anyway. And Justice League, you know what? On a point on Justice League, I was posed this question by a buddy of mine, my friend Mike from work, who asked me, can good art save a bad story, and vice versa? At first I said no to the good art saving a bad story, but the more I read Justice League, the more I find myself only buying it because Ed Benes is drawing it.
Yeah, but I found his shit getting a bit choppy too.
I still like it.
This shit.
That is a possibility. That is possible.
But I mean, he is talented.
But you know, as soon as Benes leaves, if the writer stays, I cannot see myself continuing to buy Justice League the way it is.
I'm surprised he's been on for all this. Actually,
I always liked Ed Benes. I liked him ever since I discovered him on Comic Art Community. Actually.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah, no. I under normal circumstances, I do not think that good art can save a bad story. But in this case, it's keeping me reading Justice League. However, a good story can save bad art in comics, for sure.
So is it really that bad? Because I actually wanted to get
terrible.
into it, but I keep hearing bad things about it.
It's just a little boring.
No, does it actually
and it's very, very anticlimactic. Like, you know, you're expecting this amazing villain on this planet who is able to beat the entire Justice League, and you have Kanjuro.
So is it just this specific storyline, or is it just
the first storyline moved really slowly with the whole Red Tornado getting his body back and everything, and
the whole Solomon Grundy thing.
Yeah,
he was smart.
Yeah,
Amazo showed up for like 3 seconds.
That's like their default villain. Anytime they need a badass, they bring in Amazo. Who, if you're gonna have that badass a villain, needs to change his name, as far as I'm concerned.
It doesn't look like
Amazo.
Sounds like a magician.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, Amazo.
Speaking of magicians, actually, one of the only good DC books that I'm reading that there it is. Brave and the Bold. Now, you remember me talking about this all the time. I haven't read this issue yet, but I did toss through it. And basically, this year-long story arc has been building up with this weird magician called Magistus. And number 12 is going to feature all of the guys that have been teaming up in Brave and the Bold over the course of the past year, all going up against this all-powerful magician. I highly suggest you either pick this up or just wait for the big hardcover trades. I'm sure it's going to come out soon. It's bound to be cool.
Is David Blaine going to be in the issue?
Probably not. Oh. But it'd be badass if he was.
Why don't you check?
I like David Copperfield, actually. I remember when he went into the Bermuda Triangle, I was a kid, he just got sucked into this little triangle about this big, and then came back with a fucking, like, a boat.
Robin.
Oh, there's another one I didn't read. Tell me about it.
Robin's good. Oh man, they're introducing Violet last couple of issues.
Okay.
And now they finally showed what's her name?
Spoiler,
yes.
Oh, we just spoiled it. They brought back Spoiler. Guess the
Robin's really stepping up as the heir apparent.
Is that Spoiler on the cover there?
No,
that's Violet.
Okay.
She's kind of like a Robin Hood type of character.
Okay, fair enough.
And it's
actually pretty good. I enjoy Robin more than I enjoy Nightwing or or Birds of Prey or any of those other like Bat titles. I think
it's
Robin.
the best out of the Bat
I think
titles.
it's right there up there with Batman, and it's pretty good. It's really good story, really good art. I think Robin, if you're gonna pick up something else besides Batman,
is this a good jump on point? Because I don't read Robin or any of the other Bat books.
It's not really a good jump on point.
No, last issue
would have been a better
what if I went
jump on
back
point.
from ever since the whole Ra's al Ghul thing finished?
Then you pretty much
perfect,
that you'd be perfect right there. Even last issue, but then with right after Ra's al Ghul, you'd be even more perfect.
Yeah.
But I recommend this if you're gonna pick up any other Bat title besides Batman or Detective Comics. I think it'd be Robin.
Oh, perfect.
I also want to add that I don't adhere to the whole Ra's al Ghul thing that was brought up in Batman Begins. As far as I'm concerned, it's Ra's al Ghul because that's what the cartoon set forth. So I'm going to stick with that.
He doesn't adhere to that.
No, I don't.
Not hearing.
He's a nonconformist.
Yes.
That's
Watch
right.
out. All right, next we have Witchblade.
Oh God, there's something I haven't seen in ages past.
But that's the thing; it's still sticking around. And the only other book and image that's sticking around is
Let me see the
Spawn.
interior of this because. Again, with that whole good art thing, the only reason I ever bought Witchblade in the first place was because of Michael Turner.
Right.
Same here.
Oh yeah, he started this beautiful.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
So what's going on with Witchblade now? I see she's at least a little more covered.
First thing is Ron Mars and his artist, who I can't pronounce his name.
Fat as hell.
That one tried to kill it. But they've signed on to this and they've agreed to stay to like issue 160. They are currently at 116.
Please tell me the whole book looks like this?
Yeah, it does. It's just like that, and they're on this to like from here to like whenever. And it's just great. After Firstborn, the Witchblade split into two different people. Some blonde and Sarah Pazzini.
Okay.
And now
have you been keeping up with Witchblade like the whole time, or
I
did you
picked
just?
up around the 80s actually.
Okay.
I jumped on, but you could jump on right now. This issue is perfect to jump on. And
Okay.
And I would
that,
so recommend it.
That's not Ian Nottingham, right?
No, that's another guy. She ran
That's,
the other Witchblade.
That was the former partner, I think?
No,
No, Jake's dead, ain't he?
Jake's dead?
Totally
Pretty
different
sure.
person.
I
Damn,
remember
that
Jake
shows
being
how
dead.
far out of the loop I am.
Yeah, but it's actually a pretty good book too. I don't read it myself.
Actually, this issue brings up Jake.
Really?
I'll talk about him. And
I would consider getting this purely because of the artwork. Guys,
It looks gorgeous.
This artwork
It's like
is
X-Force.
amazing.
Yeah.
This is better than X-Force. This
I
is a
can't
lot
believe
more
it.
detailed. It's a lot more. It's a lot
realistic
tighter. It's a lot
looking.
very realistic.
Dejan Step.
This is amazing.
I can't.
I can't believe I might actually go back and buy
Yeah, but
Witchblade.
the cool thing about the Witchblade that I've been picking up
Yeah, there's supposed to be another
issues
art
here
pack
and
coming
there
out, too.
is that you could pick up an issue of Witchblade currently and you won't be really that lost. They really kind
Because I haven't picked up Witchblade in probably about 100 issues.
I've never picked up Witchblade.
Fair enough.
and it's like recently, within like this last year or so, I picked up issues here and there, and I've actually been able to keep up with the story. I understand it now that, like you said, the Witchblade broken up into two people now. Sarah Pazzini being the veteran Witchblade carrier, and then this new blonde chick is a little more like on the Supergirl, or like she's more on that tip where she just got this power now.
Yeah,
She just
a
abuses
rookie.
it, and she's like a real rookie. She's showing it off in public. She's just using it whenever the hell she feels like it, but it's really good though. It's pretty
Is
good.
the
And art
Darkness
has been-
still around, or is
Oh, yeah.
I know they came out with a new Darkness.
She gave
around.
birth to the Darkness child.
Really?
Yeah.
So why ain't Jackie dead?
Oh, because it was the Darkness that took over his body. It wasn't him doing it by choice. The Darkness just used him as a tool, a piece of meat, if you will.
Bang Sarah and
Yeah.
Yeah.
fair enough.
And are they supposed to be leading into some whole like Trinity storyline?
Yeah,
or
they're
something
supposed to
with
be
the
a-
darkness.
another-
I always thought the Darkness
and,
was a fat
Ambulance.
ass book.
It is.
Always
It's
liked
actually
it.
pretty good. And
I always enjoy the issues they crossed over with him.
they're leading to another artifact showing up besides a Witchblade. So that should be interesting too.
Yeah. So pick up Witchblade. I guess
I might
we all
actually have to.
agree to
Now,
recommend
the issue
it.
before this, just so I know, doesn't look anything like this, right? The artwork doesn't look like
I
that?
don't recall, but it was pretty good artwork too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have no complaints on the art.
Maybe I'll check it out, but I'm definitely going to have to pick this one up and see where it goes.
Yeah.
That's about it for all the new comics that came out this week, but we're going to move along into a discussion called Who Do You Trust? I want to get into some of the Greg Horn paintings that we put up on our MySpace page, or if you saw them on Comic Art Community. And basically I was asked the question this week, what defines acting scrully? Because honestly, when I looked at the paintings, I could probably give you a couple of good reasons why a lot of those guys could be Skrulls, in the Marvel Universe. And
I would think first off the bat, because Captain America 36 this issue,
don't tell. Something happened in Cap 36. Might be a Skrull running around.
Tony Stark blatantly lies about knowing about the new Captain America.
Right.
And he was given a new shield position to protect certain people.
Yeah, but he was.
But he's lying about it straight out to his power, to the bosses, the powers
Right,
that
to
be.
the president.
That's fucking hypocritical.
He's not a Skrull.
Shut.
I don't think so. It's too easy.
Yeah, but
It's too easy. I think
But
he's
he's too much
surrounded
power.
by Skrulls.
he's paranoid like nobody's business.
Definitely.
He has too much power to be a
He's scared
Skrull.
shit.
If he was a Skrull, it would have been like, or he really would have did something.
I like the conversation that he had with Doctor Doom in Mighty Avengers when he was talking, like, you know, as soon as he sees him, are you one of them? Are you working with them? And Doom's like, what are you talking about?
Right, yeah.
He's like, all right, maybe, maybe not. So, but I definitely think Doctor Doom could be a Skrull. That whole thing in Mighty Avengers with the Venom symbiotes in the satellite for no good reason. And then, if you notice this in one quick panel, when like his subordinate runs in and says, "Lord Doom, the aliens are loose," or something like that, whatever he says, and Doom turns around and says something, and I'm paraphrasing, but he says, "Oh no, not yet," or "It wasn't time yet," something like that.
Yeah.
Like he had this big attack plan, and whatever it was, it fell short because it happened too soon. And you know, it's not. Maybe it's just me, but the way Doctor Doom's character is, and being he being one of my favorite characters in the Marvel Universe,
Definitely.
him using an alien invasion to attack New York for no good reason doesn't sound like something Doctor Doom would do.
No, he goes straight after his enemies.
Right, and he's much more. He's too superior to do something like that. I don't see him using aliens to, you know, attack innocent people. That's not him. Look at what he's done in Latveria. He, you know, his people live like kings.
Yeah,
all of them.
it's like a capital
He's a
world.
great ruler. I don't see him attacking innocent people.
No, I don't
I
see
really
him.
don't.
No.
So I definitely think chalk one up.
That's-
Doctor Doom's
that's a good one.
probably a Skrull.
Well, so then that is like usually he's a lot more calculating and a lot more kind of like foreseeing the possibilities. That
Right.
could
This
go
seemed
wrong.
too haphazard for
Yeah.
him.
Right. It's just like,
Absolutely.
oops, I fucked up.
Right. Doom's not one for accidents.
Right.
That's another.
Except for the
good
one that
point.
scarred his face.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
That was his own fault. Another one, I definitely think Luke Cage is a Skrull. Because he's been mouthing off about his wife being a Skrull,
He's been
and
pointing
everybody
fingers
else,
at Skrull.
he's been pointing fingers left and right.
See, I don't think so. I think he's just paranoid. I don't
Think so?
Yeah, I think he's.
But have you noticed how often they show the baby in New Avengers, and how often they zoom in on the baby's eyes, and the baby's eyes are green?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, check that. Go back and check that out, man. I
Maybe
think the
Jessica
baby's half
Jones is a
Skrull. I think Jessica Jones is a human, and Luke Cage is a Skrull.
Oh man.
Wow.
Maybe-
They keep
That's so
showing
rough.
close-ups of the baby, and I think he's pointing fingers at everybody else to take the blame off of him.
Is that too obvious, though?
Nah, I think it's
Yeah,
pretty
it's
funny
just
actually. I
obvious
think it's a
enough.
cool idea. And another good point. Did anybody pick up? In any of the random issues of Marvel that came out this week, they had a little 2-page preview of new Secret Invasion.
Yeah, Reed Richards.
Reed says something to Tony that I think we've all been thinking is, well, you know, Doctor Strange and Wolverine told you that their magic and Wolverine's hypersenses couldn't pick up the Skrulls, they couldn't be detected. And Reed, being the smart guy that he is, turns around and says, well, maybe they're Skrulls and they lied to you.
Right, yeah. Because all of a sudden the powers don't work.
Right.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange has been acting quite scrully.
I think I think they should have the fucking balls to make Wolverine a Skrull. I think that would
Yeah.
be
That'd
great.
be huge. That'll blow out end Crisis.
That absolutely.
That is out of the water.
Having the stones to make Wolverine a Skrull, he's one of the most popular characters in Marvel. I think they should
I don't
definitely
see
do
why
it.
not. I mean,
I'm curious what they
But
do
then
with the main
what would they do
characters.
with the original Wolverine?
Yeah,
that's one of
that's
the
the whole
greatest.
thing.
That's why we're all looking forward to this. Is what happened to all the
Where
original
the actual
characters?
people
Where
are.
are they? Who's alive?
Black
Who's
Bolt,
dead?
damn it.
And for how long have they been Skrulls?
I think Colossus should be a Skrull.
Colossus is definitely going to be a
he's got
Skrull.
it.
He came back out of
Yeah,
nowhere.
he came back out of like nowhere. Like what the fuck?
Finally,
My money is
Kitty
definitely
Pryde
on
after all these
Colossus.
years.
you bring it to the point. Where's Black Bolt?
Was Black Bolt?
Who knows?
I also
Was the
think-
Black Bolt that the Hulk beat the shit out of a Skrull or him?
Yeah. How powerful
Might
are these
explain
characters
why
to
his
take up
Black
the
Bolt
other
sonic
characters?
scream didn't hurt the Hulk.
Right.
If it was only a Skrull
It's
scream.
a scroll scream. Scroll screams can't really do much.
No.
Yeah.
Break a window, maybe.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised
really
if the
another shit
Phoenix
happened.
either. If the Phoenix.
Oh, it's a
Jean Grey's
perfect
Skrull.
excuse to bring Jean Grey back.
Absolutely.
And now you get a bitch fight going between Phoenix and Emma Frost.
That's too much.
Yeah, but you know how that
Oh,
one's
come
gonna
on, you know she's
You know,
coming back.
the original Jean Grey's gonna be in some cocoon somewhere.
I
like in a
expect her to
parody
come
day.
back, but I'm just not hoping
And-
now.
And not for nothing, one of the other Great Horn paintings was of Sue Storm. I have called Sue Storm being a Skrull since like Civil War. Steve,
Well,
you said you know that.
Reed's a dick.
Reed is a dick. He's a pompous
So,
jerk, of course, but
if I had a wife that was as much of a bitch as Reed Richards was to him, I'd switch to the other side too. He's abusive verbally. He's a superior dick. I mean, sure, he stretches and that should come in handy.
you know what?
I'm saying?
I honestly,
But-
I agree with you. I don't think Sue has been acting Skrully at all, but something just tells me she is. I don't know what. I got a hunch. I mean, Bendis himself said that there's a Skrull on every major team, so if I got to pick one,
there's only four
Sue
of them. There's only four of them. You gotta pick one.
That could be the case.
She's acting the most Skrully.
Hey, yeah. What about Franklin or the other daughter?
That'd be bitching. That'd be absolutely
They're not on the
bitching.
team.
It could be Herbie. Herbie?
Why'd you have to do that?
Come on.
All right.
Is that a Rosie?
Okay.
Oh man, yo guys, let us know what you think. Who do you think's a Skrull, man? Hit us up on the MySpace at www.myspace.com/Pete'sBasement, or hit us up at questions@Pete'sBasement.com, and you know you can definitely find this episode obviously at Pete'sBasement.com, or maybe download it off iTunes, either one. But definitely hit us up. Let's talk Skrulls, people. Secret Invasion is coming next month, and I don't think any of us can really wait any longer. I'm out of water, man. Hit us up. Let's see what's going on.
Wait, you said his name is Pete?
Yeah, his name's Pete.
Yeah. Pete?
It's his basement?
Yeah. No. No. We have to cut that out.
No. That's it. We don't want that one.
If you do it again, I'm going to stab you in the fucking arm with a soldering iron.
What's not being served with food?
And that's my last Christopher Walken line for the day.
I thought that was your dad.
No.
Shut the fuck up! Shut up!
Wait, could you do that again, but say, my name is Indigo Montoya, you killed my father for I'm smart. I know things. I've been passed over. That's the way Paul would have wanted it. That ain't the way I wanted
I'm
it.
not dumb, I'm smart. Respect.
Now? Can I be involved in the process, please? Oh.